I'll be ready in a minute. We should speed up these videos and see how this stuff grew on my face, what happened to my nose. I'm a little weirded out by what I did in my apartment because I don't know if you can see it. I'm taking away a lot of old art off the walls. And you can see there's one little image there. That's like a cancer note. And the other thing at the corner, that's a turtle and a snail in one, carrying that away, pulling that away. So I took pictures. I'm re-upping and I'm taking away this whole wall here. But on the other side, it says Vike 9, like Vikings 9. And the Viking is telling us in a way that they're coming from Mars, because it doesn't matter what you do with the number, with the Viking, with the word Viking, Viking Taurus. The word Viking Taurus, I'm going to make it the Skull Bony way. And the Skull Bony way is this 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This all extends. This is a Taurus design. This extends from what the Taurus is, and this becomes Mars. And the reason it becomes Mars as the fourth, is it the fourth planet, is because when you put this over here, or this over here, when the first two come out, the 11th letter is the letter K. Okay, just follow me. Try and follow me because I'm making this up as I go. This is a 5, this is a 1. Mars is number 51. Mars connects through Taurus. Let's call this Taurus somewhere in Jupiter. Is that possible? Taurus and Jupiter? What would that tell us? Levette, we need you now. That would tell us that on this side we have Saturn. On this side we have Mars, and in between we have Taurus and Jupiter. So what are these? Are these going to be the next two planets? Or if this is Saturn, this is Uranus, and this is Neptune. And when we get to 9, or the X, what happens in the X? We are now carrying the same numeric Roman numeral 1. Now, I'm always thinking, is it the 1 or is it a shape? Because they're showing this shape very often when they create this. A lot of times they're going to do this. Is that the indication that this is the eye? Is there another indication? I'm going to show you this because let me see if I get this right. See, to create that X, it can be the Z and the N coming together to create that. So all in all, you're really like saying Zion, because you make a box out of that X and Roman numerals and a 10, right? 10 looks like an IO. So if 10 looks like IO, it already says Zion inside this Roman numeral 10. We've got Zion, whatever that means. It's a triangle. It uses the square on the left and the square on the right, but you can make a triangle inside your own square. So again, this is 51. Now this is 9/11. 9/11, your 9th planet is Pluto. That's where your birth is. You have Zion in your birth in Pluto. I'm going over this. You also have 9/11 in this, and you can have 12 and 13. So what are those 10, 11, 12, and 13? What are they actually telling you? Because in bowling, in the 10th frame, you have 3 shots in the 10th frame. So what is this telling you? I don't know. 9, 10 tells me I have the spirit in Zion. Okay, the spirit in Zion. In 9, the spirit in Zion. Now, why did I say that? I got to think of it. I don't remember. I have the spirit in Zion. I have 10, 39, the skies of Saturn. I've created the 26th and the 14th letter, which creates blue. 8 and 5 is the silver spirit matrix. this was 10, so it's 9. What is 11? 11 is K for king me. I now have the spirit in me. I need to know. I'm thinking this is live. I cannot stop this video. Maybe I shouldn't do it live. I need to remember what I said. Since this is Mars, would you call the bottom Mars on one side, Mars on the other side, this on both sides of this? Would I use this as the I letter, or is it the small L letter? XL means extra large. Is it the 1 or the 9? What is first? And let's begin now. From 10, are we starting? And let's begin now. And then you go 10, 9. Well, if you're saying 10, 9, you had to start at 11. So you're going actually 11 is 1 and 1 is 2. You're actually going 2, 1, 9. Alpha, beta creation, blast off. Creation is the beginning at 12, 11 and 12. We did not get the 13. How come? I'm imagining that in 10 and 11, the 4 is already included. In order to have 10 and 11, the 4 must be included. When you add 1, 2, 3, 4, that equals to your 10. I have to sit down and jot it out to see what it's actually telling us in the story. Musical notes. We didn't get there yet. I need to know that this is Pluto. We got to 10. We created this home plate area over here. We created the home plate on this side. We got a home plate on this side. FedEx, what does FedEx say? Because they have that in their name. Let's think of that. And then it goes off and it does the same thing. So it's going this way and it's going this way. It's going less than and more than. Less than on one side, more than on the other side. I don't know the story. I don't know what it is. I don't know where it's going to lead. But it's another piece of the creating a code for where there's no code, creating one. It is the 24th letter. It is in the FOX family, so it's part of the passing through the sun. This 10 passes through the sun because it is the 24th letter. This is the 22nd letter, equaling to life, which is the E world. The reverse of the V is the E. The reverse of this is the third letter, 3 for creation. So alpha, beta, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 creates 10 alpha, beta creation because it is beta, beta that will create the 4 corners, and alpha goes to the center. So although this is number 5 and this is 10, if you would see this on a dice cube, you would call this, okay, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 has the value of 10. So what does this do? This can actually take you, okay, around the 5 position. You go up to the 5 position, you go up this way, you go down this way, and you go into the 9. Let's write that down. So what we're going to do is we have, here's number 1, and there we go. Over here is number 9. Over here is number 5, and over here is number 1. So we go around 5. You're going around 5 and all the way to Pluto. So, and this is your 5 dice. I mean, your 5 Roman numerals. That's what it's telling you. It's 5 because I am 1 less and 1 more in this situation. Otherwise, I am one side of the center, telling me that I'm one side. And then we can go off and create the other side. I'm not, you can look at that as bending. You can look at that as bending. You look at that as, hold on a second. It's like two buildings going down. I'm just trying to figure it out. One, two, three, four, 5.5. A half. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A half. A half. 5. A half. 0.55. Second row is going to tell us a story. Second row. And then we go here and we go here. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 0.5 and 0.5 are telling me the story. But there's two ways to create this, right? I can just use a single box. I could have used a single box. And this is your prime design. This is where it extends from. After that, it gets to level 2. Level 1, this is level A level, and this is the B level. The B level for life, because in B, the Spanish, I like to be basic, exchange it for the sound, or they exchange the B for the V or the V for the B. So right now they're telling me that they're exchanging life, because V, the 22nd letter, is for life. The 24th letter, again, I'm coming back to 9 and 11 and 12 and 13. And this one is 4 and 6 and 7 and 8. It's not 5. It's 5 with. 5 with what? It's a 5 with 4? 5 with 6? Jupiter with Mars? Jupiter with Saturn? Or does Mars go right into Saturn and just this center Jupiter is just a connection and it's absolutely nothing? Don't count me. I'm the electric and I am everywhere. I am 4, I am 1, I am beta creation, I am the Christ. Right in there. Then we can also do that to it. So this one is 15. This one equals to 25. And this one equals to 23 and 22. 21, 24, and 21, 25, 45. 9 times 5, 5 times 5. I'm just thinking of things. This one is equal to 7. This one's equal to 9. Anyways, and then we're gonna add. Then we're gonna add 5 and make it 30. Oh, right. And then we're gonna add 10 and equal to 45. 6 times 5 is the student. And this one was 45. It's now going to be 55. And that is the student creation in the sun and Game Pass. I just like to use that Game Pass, 2655. There's another word I speak about that has 55 in it. I just can't remember. How do I look up words with 55 letter count? Is there a system that makes up words with 55 letter count? So for those who just showed up, here's the 5, and that's female. And here is the 10. I don't know if it's male or female, but because of my previous video, the star system math, 1 times 2, 1 plus 2 will create 3 and 2, 5. The 1 plus 4 equals 5. The 2 plus 3 equals 5. 2 different ways to make your 5. And they're on your dice cube. Anyways, this one will equal up 5 and 4. This one will equal 5 and 6. The BC 5 and 6 is the same calculation as 15, and that's where Mars steps in. And your 5 and 6 to come together, that is the student. The student entity. Saturn skies, the dark Saturn skies connected to Mars. So I don't remember what I said before, something to do Pluto, the spirit. This becomes 2 3, 4. So it becomes 9, and then 2, 3, 4. So our vibration is with 9. And then this one over here becomes, it stays the same. Stays the same. So, but there's many ways to look at this. Now I'm questioning myself. If 4 is on this side and 6 is on this side, they are the balance of all. What are the other two? I still have to understand what these two are doing on this side. We take this one over here, Mars, and we transmit it into 6, 7, and 8, in which 6 lives in 8. And the passage is through 7. And 7 is the male. 7 is the male. The joining is the female. Where do I get all this? From the bar mitzvah and the bat mitzvah. 7. 1 times 3, 1 plus 3. We have the star system. We have the 8-point star. We really only use these 3 points or these 3 points. That's the way it's done. We each have a number. It's 1, 4, 7, 3, 6, 9, and it could be altered this. So your star system math would be 10, 10, 10, and we're not going to count this because this is like this going straight up. And the other one is what's going around. So you have, this is going straight up and down, horizontal, around. 6, around 1. And there's a greater gap here and here than there is over here. Oh, look at that. It looks like a divided 8 with 2 teardrops inside of it. So this is your 1/8, and that is your, sorry, not, that is not the, why is that 8 there? Get rid of that 8. Let's, come on, 8. This is your 18, and this is your 12. This is your 28th cycle. This is female, and this reflects Jesus. This reflects Q. This reflects the sun, pass, fox. This one represents rotation, connection to 8, green, go from the red sun. Because the stop sign is red, right? 8 equals to 49, which is Christ. 7 times 7 creates it. So in order to create it, we need to create a square. Because we can't create a diamond, because in measurements, the diamond only shows me the cross, right? But since it's multiplication, okay, I need the square because I have to touch the corners. It's the only way to do it. You get anything here? See, if I do it here, my question to you is, you tell me, is this my multiplication? Are we running on the wrong angle and that's my multiplication? Because what happens, see, we can run this inside also. I could have ran this inside. I could have did that, okay? Pending, if I make the square this big, or I make it this big, we can go both ways. No, we can't, because we're outside the box. What does that mean? There's designs like this. What does it mean to be outside that box? And how can we finish this box? Trying to figure out, how do I make 2 of the boxes? Then we go straight, right? And then we go down here, and I go up here. Did I get that all done right? And now you see we have all X's. X. Let me see. We have an X here, and an X here, and an X here, and an X here. So we got 8 X's. In reality, if you look at it, we have, we can now connect all, we have 8 X's, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zeros, or we have 8, 8, 8. Can you see the 888? We have all 808. The bicycle cards say 808. You see the 8 here and the 8 here and the 8 here, and it's 80808, like the bicycle cards, or 888. And then we create the connecting 8. You see this 8 in the center, the single 8? The single 8 will connect the horizontal 3 8s. This single 8 here sideways will connect all 3 of these together. So what does that do? What does 2 do? What does 3 do? Just talking, just throwing things out there. So we have this design over here, your Taurus, your number 5, what they show you in Roman numerals, because they usually will do, where am I? They usually do this, and then they do this. So when I take a look at it and take it apart, to me it looks like this. And if this is really touching this, first of all, my size is off. If this is really touching this, and there's one on the other side, no, there can't be one on the other side. But there's an eagle claw right over here in this design. That's what I see. So where was I? If this was touching it, would it actually maybe look like that? And would it be an M, or would it be a 3? Is it telling you another story when they, because everything is skull, bones, and primary. They're only showing you the basic, and from the basic, your mind's supposed to open up and show you more of a story deeper into it, like a hidden code. This is left, this is right. This is the number 6 inside of it. So right 6 reflects 7. And another thing is, when you look at your keyboard, on number 7, the end is right on number 7. Male, 1 times 3, 1 plus 3 will create that 7. So it tells you that 7 is a male. It is part of the half-life church, because the only place you find this on a cube, okay, is on number 1 and number 6, because you can see right through it. You can see the other 6 through this, or this can lighten up the 6. 1 and lighten 6. But it's a 4-for-1 exchange, because that's the true life. And then you have the in-between life, the split life, the heavens right over here. Right over there. Here's your V, and I just descended it to look like the... See, if everything was on an angle, something to do with angles, and somehow the, like we did over here, here's the square. The square should be the multiplication, but the square can also be the plus, because everything should be on this angle. I don't know why. I've said this before, and I see it. Hold on a second. Can I get the camera proper on this book? No, I can't seem to. Yes, so like that. Yeah, that's exactly what it is, like that. And that way, you can have the greatest extent. You can have the greatest extent from corner to corner, the most room. Anyways, I don't know exactly how that works or where I'm going with that, but this design over here is the building, and Brazil has a design similar to this. This over here, what is that ball? See, again, it's extending like a sperm that's coming out from the left, or the egg. Or it's a fetal position. And another thing you can do is you can put an eye inside of it. And you got some sort of animal looking at us. Maybe a baby chicken. Maybe I don't know. I don't know. Just thinking. This one has a tail on top of it. I think I made that backwards. I make that backwards? No, I got that right. And then you have the loop, and it shows you an 8 over here, but it's bent. It shows you the 6 connecting, and it's bent. Can you see? I mean, I don't know if you have the same vision as me. We all see different. But when the 8 has a slided back like this, okay, if you can position yourself, or if I put the camera in the proper thing, it looks like it's folding, and that's why you're seeing it that way. The other thing I wanted to talk about, I don't know if I wrote it down. I wrote it down here. I still want to finish. I should finish with this, with the female connecting Mars 6, 7, and 8. That is our vibration. And in fact, this is the vibration, and the reversal of this 6, 7, and 8 is 2, 3, and 4. So the reverse, bringing everything to number 1, bringing everything to the core, right, is 5 and 10. They are the reflection of each other. 6 plus 4, 1. 7 plus 3, 1. 8 plus 2, 1. This one is the cycle. This one is part of your memory. 8 times 8, 64. Where did it come from? It came from number 32, or 8 by 4, and that's the beginning of Pluto. Then you get BC, which also creates your 5, and it comes from Mars. Your other 5 is here, and that one comes from the sun. Somehow the Mars goes through the sun or something like that. This is also your creation in Earth, the E world in Earth, 25 and 30. This will create your QC, Quebec energy. This will go up to 36, your 360 degrees. So we did that. The other last thing I want to talk about, I'm not sure if I got through on anything, is the number 35. Because when I reflect on the number 35, I can also say 3.5. Now I know 35, I know 1 ounce, okay, is 28 grams. So 35 is 1 ounce and plus a quarter. So you're adding in the sun, or a quarter, and you're adding in Earth. And 28 grams, you put in the cycle of man. 14, 15, and 13, 28. 7 times 4, Jesus. Time on the cross. 8 by 4, 8 by 2, 16 plus 10, you bring in God. Plus 6 equals 32. And you're back to the same, that same 32 we were talking about before. Where was that 32? Let's go back and find that 32 that relates to 64. This is your, from Mars. This is your, it's going to be from Mars student, which will then equal to this, which will equal to, this will bring in the sun and the spirit. This multiplication, the minus 11, will bring in the 4119. You can also look at number 14, and that's where Christ comes in. 7 and 7, 8 and 6, 9 and 5. This is the 7th gate, Mars, the student. Hold on, the orphan child of 5775 and 1776. And these notes that I'm writing comes from the game of craps. And 7 and 7, this is the sun, and it's win a big red sun, win a big sun. Red being 27, sun being 54, win being number 14, 23, and 23, 46, and big equals to 18, 2 and 9, 11, 18. And that's your student. That is us, the angel. The 18 always comes in Q, R, S. 17, 18, 19, 34, 36, 38, 51, 68, 54, 72, 57, 76. In highlights of the church, passing through the golden moon is the spirit. In the resident angel, the birth of the human fleshy robotic to the female, to the freedom empire, 6 times 6 equals to 36 Other ways, 9 times 4 equals to 36. 8.5 times times 4? No. 8.5 times 4? No. 36 divided by 8 equals 4.5. 4.5 equals to 36. 2 times 18 equals to 36. 2 times 9 equals to 18. The reason I write this is because this overlaps. And inside of here, 17, 18, 19 come back. And now it shows me birth through the sun. 1 times 4, 1 plus 4, the mathematical equation star system equals to 5 and 4 equals to 9 and twins. 20. How is everybody tonight? How is everybody tonight? So that's where the 36 comes in. That's our birth. That's the sun. This is, again, this will show you your win a big red sun. It reverts back to the sun. 2 times 7, 14. It is Christ, because Christ is 7 and 7. And Christ will create this. Twins. One on the left, one on the right. Twins. Twins. Or one walking guy, 2 in 1, but it gets divided right over here. Each one is a 7, each one with their own brain. EE. Don't know how it works, just the design comes out that way. Because the reason I wrote this down this way is because the French always say 10, 7, 10, 8, 10, 9. And it's very special because I don't think 10 is ever alone, because when 10 is alone, it's 1 and it's all alone. 8 comes from 2 and 9 is extended from number 3. Everything is 1 and 2. There's nothing else. So now you're going to start saying, well, it's 0, 1, 0, 1. And there's so many questions I can ask. Is it divided? Because when it's divided, it's always 0, 1, 0, 1. Just talking. 10 is a reflection of the Saturn skies. It's also a reflection of part of Mars. Not because of Martian and this one saying 10 in the word. Or how about Satan? When you say that, you can be saying 10 Mars. Because this over here can be exchanged for this. Return of the SIG test. This is Mars. When you put these two together, C, yes, yes, sir, Mars, 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 Mars. C, senor. Okay? Senor is bleed. Bleeding. Could be bleeding, could be a flow. If it's the flow, it's the fox. And then it's 666. The cunning fox. This is Sittin. How about 16? Coming of the half-life. Everything is a partial code. And this here is part of the Jesus code, which is I am and I have. And it's also I know. Because this, the word Jesus itself tells me je suis, which means I am. I'm just missing the I inside of it. And that would be part of the Mars story, but they're not using the Mars story. They're using I create. 131, I create DC. That's what these letters to numbers. S19 becomes 1, 1 red. To 3 red, to 1 red, to 5 red. The only one that's black is the J. And Jesus also says to clean up. And the reason it says to clean up, I'm going to see if I can see that in the word, is essuie. Essuie is like in French to clean up. And I have to separate it from the J. This is the spirit of 76, the spirit, this 19, red in the church, because the church number 61 is created in here, and it's the reverse. And this is 7 and 1, and they're a reflection of each other. One is not alone. One is with something else. Otherwise, one doesn't have to be here. So we got to that 35 grams. We got to 1 ounce and a quarter, and the quarter representing Earth's heart. Okay, there's so many things going on here. I'm getting lost. So 1 1/4. So if I have 42 grams, that'd be 1 1/2. 49 would be another one. So Christ go at 49 in the star system would be 28 plus 21. That'll equal my 49. That would be the cube and the cycle. So that would be the Jesus cycle of the moon. Male, female, passing light. It's a male, female, the moon. I don't know what it means. Maybe something is inserted inside of it. It comes out male and female. Something goes through it. And the reason, because the numeric value for moon is 57, and that's 3 by 19. So right away, you know there's an exchange going on with Q, because, hey, I don't make the rules. You show me the rules in the game, and I tell you where they fit in different places. And in blackjack, that's 17 in all stands. 17 is Q. It's just ironic that in blackjack, the two major numbers that count in the basic rules of blackjack is Q and U. And in our alphabet, we use them together, Q and U, the 17th letter and the 21st letter. Why don't we just say blackjack? I have 21. So I have DC. 20, I think, is 107, and 1 is 34. 141, I have the exchange of the sun. Right? 20, T20. Let's do this here. I'm tired. T20, W23, E5, N14, T20, Y25. 107. I could have just punched in 107. You wouldn't have known, right? So 107, 20. And 1 is 34. The total is 141. I'm going to add on plus 60. And we end up with a moon birth on 21. Male, female, moon birth on 21. I'm going to explain it. Anytime you have 201, you now have 261. You can have, if you want, you can have 2016. And this here is part of the 5775 moon cycle. 3 quarters. When you're telling me 3 quarters, you're telling me 3 times Earth. You're telling me 57, you're going 3 by 19. Earth, spirit, heart. When you add them together, you end up with 14 passage in the sun, 3 creation, 3.1415 beginning of pi. 3 quarters and 1 quarter, and that will be your leap year. Your 261 or your 216, or your if I mark it this way, this is birth, and again, it touches the moon, because this has to do with a diameter of the moon, 3476, I think it's in kilometers, and this is in miles. So they're telling you about the eye pass in the moon. And don't forget, the other thing I wanted to speak is, where is it? musical note. You can never see out, because if out is over here and you go in here, how can you ever see through the black hole? Because out is here, but you're not going anywhere. If you run in here, you run into that wall. You got to make a perfect out. You got to get in on that angle there, and swoop all the way around and go out, loop to get out. They're even showing you this here. This is a basic skull bone design, the interior of another design. So when we get back to 3.5 or 35 grams, what if it was a 3.5? Then we would have to multiply it by 8 to give us our 28 grams. So it'd be 1/8 or 1 part, or it would be half of 7, which is 1/4 of 28 grams, which is 1 ounce. You know, I say, oh, I got a drop of water. Okay, here's your drop of water. How does the water come together? There's 28 parts to call this water. Anyways, this is just how many 1/8. This is now 1/8. We have to look at it both ways. I don't know what the complete equation is going to be, but to get 7, 3.5 grams is 1/2 of 7, which is 1/4 of 28 grams, or 3.5 is 1/8. So I'm trying to figure out how things are divided. If things were divided in 4, right, then a 3.5 would be half of the 7, which is 1 part of a separate equation. And then you'd have 3.5, and you'd have 3.5. And now you have your 7, but now it's divided, and you need 4 of these equations, okay? Well, you need 3, but you add on the 4th one. That completes everything. It's like a bridge. How did we do this? It's like a bridge. And here in zone number 1, we have this. Here in zone number 2, we have this. We have the 2 Y's, and we connect them together somehow. But what does each I get, and where does it come from? Imagine if this ended here and this ended here. They're both getting the liquid. See this spout over here? See this spout over here? Whatever it is, it goes into here and it rises up, and it's shared between 2. Just thinking of. So now you have, this is how my breakdown of 3.5 and 3.5, and now I have 7 GR and 7 GR and 7 GR and 7 GR. Because there's another thing. Imagine if I give you electricity and I light up everything. I only give you 1 electricity. I only put a 220 to your building, but I light up the lamps and the stoves and everything else. So this is part of that explanation of the 1 ounce, and then it's got to be broken down, and I have to send it to you. So I'm 3.5, and I have to get it from there, and they're 3.5, and we're going to send it. Or hold on a second. Which way do I? Because this 3.5 is electric company. Besides that, okay, 7 times 5, and it comes from the moon. That's your electric company. It also comes. It creates time Jesus on the cross. 7 times 5. 35. 7 plus 5, 12. 12 plus 35 equals 47. And that is 47 or 74, creates those words I just spoke. So we have our 1 ounce. So we have this one section. How can I explain it? I don't know how to explain it. Let's say we have a room and I need equipment, but I need somewhere to put away the equipment and somewhere to put out the equipment. Like I have this apartment, I got a desk here. So I have all this space, and now I have leftover space so I can walk. Can't fill up all the space. I'm trying to figure out how to explain this. Oh yeah, I'm the power station, and I send it all to you. You have to start somewhere and send it somewhere else. And where it is, the life is here. So let's say Mars sends everything through the moon into a machine, and then it comes into us, whichever way, it doesn't really matter. I'm trying to explain that one area has to exist. Let's say we're going to design everything here, and we're going to send it to live there. So how does, like a reflection, you need a reflection. Oh, look, we had a piece of land. We put a building on it. No more piece of land, just a building. But the building is over 4 areas. Or how about the water that passes under everything? It's taking up all the space, the vines that pass everywhere. Anyways, that's it. Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. 1/2 of 1/4, 6 + 4, the cycle. Oh, yes, one last piece. I think I wrote this down already in one of my pages, but I didn't speak about it. The hanger. Did you hang up my shirts? Or did you put my airplane in the hanger? You hang her up 7. Why hang her up 7? What is that? Well, up 7, hanger. I'm just trying to think. This is 8 and 1. This is the resident angel passing through the gateway of the sun in the heavens. But it's the electric resident angel. It's the electronic coming into you. And 7 up says it's male because 7 is the male number. So imagine if it's like your eyes and everything that I'm saying is male is female and everything that's female is male. But then the bar mitzvah is 13. So I'm trying to figure out, can I be wrong? 13 is male. I'm going to take these designs and put them on paint and see if I can mix them up a little bit and see what else they give me. Sean, yes, I didn't do your designs yet. I was going to work them out and put them on some clothing. I want to thank you, everybody who has helped out the channel. I'm not the kind of guy that's going to say ring the bell and everything, because I want this to be natural. I want it to happen. You're here, you're here. You're not here, you're not here. I don't want to force anybody to do anything that's not me. You have to believe in whatever I'm doing, because I'm certainly not sure what I'm doing other than, actually, I do know what I'm doing. Micromanaging everything. Oh, did we speak about the 7? Oh, I gotta add that in. So we spoke about the hanger up. Hanger, okay. One last piece. There's one last piece. And it's 7 days a week. 5, 5, 5, 11. 511 is a towing from Mars. 55 is your pass. Is there a program that we can look up all the words that total 55? And it's a minimum, okay, of 3 letters, because 2 letters only equal to 54. Equal to 54. So we can get time in here, but we need 3 letters for Jesus. Whoop. Jesus is 74, and 3 letters equals to 81. So we can get that in, and we can even get Christ in, but we're not going to talk about that. And this was the sun, and this is the our residency. Is this the orphan child? 18, 3 letters. First is the sun. The first one is 27, and that's win big. See, win is first, right? But before you win, you have to place a bet. So you're always starting off second before you're first. You're always second. The T letter joint juncture with the T letter, you end up with the Y in between. And we have a TY, which is 45, passage in the sun to earth. God. Because 20 is a descendant of 28, which is man. It turns into God, and then it turns into 20 again. 2 times 8, 16. 2 plus 8, 10 equals to 26. That's your God. It's your queen. It's your dog, etc. Add 6 becomes 32, and now you're creating your student from this. You minus it becomes 6F. F you. So in God, when you minus this, right, minus 10 equals to F6. Fu. So when you minus the 10, so when you're minusing the 10, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, you're minusing the 1, 2, 3, 4. How do you get 16? I don't know. I don't want to do that number right now. Actually, this would become, how do you get 16? You get 16 by 3 times 1, and 3 plus 1 equals to 16. Oh, I'm sorry. 1 plus 6 equals to 7. 3 times 1, 3 plus 1. 3 times 1 equals to 3. 3 plus 1 equals to 4. And there's your 7DC created from man. It's just, that's the way it is. So the last piece was the 724. We didn't do that yet. 7 times 24 is 140 plus 28 equals to 168 hours in a week. It also equals to 51 and 21. 2 plus 8, 10. Okay, what this actually does, 1 plus 4, 5. Plus the 6 equals 11. 1 and 1 is 2. Okay, so you have 21. And the 1 here is 2 and 8 is 10, becomes 1. Always add the 6, so it'll be 57 and 27. Win a big from Mars to the moon. Win a big from Mars to the moon. When you add these up, it's 63. So this is my, let me calculate this. Okay, so now we have, there's another equation in here. Yes, 724. I'm going to use it as 7 hours. So 7 hours, okay, times 60 equals 420. And then you have then I have number 24 for 2724. Where is this number? 724. So 7 by 20, 140, 168. These are the hours in a week. But when we do it this way, 7 hours equals 420 minutes. Then you have, oh, sorry, let me see this. 7 times 6, 420 plus 24. Okay, that's what it is. Okay, we're going to use it between hours. Plus 24 equals 444. I don't know if that's a good equation or a good way to look at it, but when I look at the 365, 7 times 300 equals 2100. 7 times 60 equals 420. Communication in the house. 7 times 5 equals to 0.35. We end up with 5. We end up with 5. We end up with 5. We end up with 3. We end up with Earth and memory. 5 times 5, 25. 5 times 5 equals 125. That's Mars, Earth, creates this word yo, creates the orphan student from the game of craps of 5775, the Earth 3/4 moon. And if you want me to show you why I'm going to say this, because there's a place online. There's a place online. I don't know if we have it here. Let me see. It's right over here. 1776. 7157 divided by 3 is 19, the spirit. 1, 25, 39, 49, 59, 69, 70, Did I get that right? 1 and 20 is 21, and 14 is 35. 66.75. 15 times 5, 19 times 5. So make a 6, that'll make a 1, telling me about the half-life. It's 57.75. And on the roulette, it's marked as orphan children, or orphan, not children. It says Orpheus, so it's talking about Orpheus. It's talking about, and even in the movie Morpheus, Neo Anderson, when the Big Red Sun, Neo, they reverse the word Neo. I mean, you must have seen this before, right? I mean, everybody sees it. Just repeating probably what somebody's already saw that I never heard anybody say before. And there's art in this. Neo, O-N-E. And D-N-A. Der, R-E-D. How about R-N-A? Sun, which also says hour. And it says wedding. French tells me this, to wed. So then it says marriage. So there was a marriage. And there was a ring on the fourth finger. Maybe. It was put on another finger first, and then they take it off. And this here, there's also anger in here. So this is Neo Anderson. DNA red sun. Now they're trying to change the RNA, so something is bewildering with this. Anyways, Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. Tomorrow is the next day. And then the day after that will be the next day after that. I want to thank you for watching, those who will watch the video. For those who don't know and have made it to the end of this video and that hasn't watched, there were 2 people here, or 3 or 4 people here at the most at any one time, and I really appreciate it. Thumbs up to everybody. Let me know what you think about what I do, and if it makes any sense at all, I'd really appreciate it. And if you'd like to email me, there's no problem. I'm going to write down my email address. Eventually, I might be changing this because I'm getting a lot of garbage in my box, so I don't like that. And then again, you know what I say? Everybody should have 25 email addresses, just like that. They just should, just have to. Maybe not. Too much clutter. Thank you for watching.